What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode with the boys. And today we got something special for you guys, as it is Indiana history that we are going to talk about. And my boy Nick here has lived in Indiana all his life and has never heard about this place.
Yeah, I didn't know that we had an insane asylum?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And if you guys don't
Never
know
knew
off of that, we're going to be talking about Central State.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
So, like I said before, Nick, I used to live right down the street from this place. Of course, it was around when it was abandoned.
Yeah.
Abandoned, let me just say that. But it's honestly has a great backstory to it. A lot happened here. So,
yeah, we definitely don't got like no type of experiences as far as when it was an operating hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard stories. Right. You know, I've heard stories, but no, we haven't we wasn't able to see exactly what happened. It closed down right before I was born. So
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the stories that I've heard are creepy.
Okay.
100%, yeah.
Has Ghost Adventures visited?
They have not, and now they can't because what do they call that? Gentrification, I think.
I don't know.
It was shameless, dude.
Did they?
They came and gentrified Chicago, I think.
I don't know.
What's like? Where's
so
basically, is the hospital still standing? Is it still
that's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Is that they tore it down. They tore down a piece. Like, dude, I'm honestly still upset about it because that's a piece of history in Indianapolis. Like, that's one of the main things. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. That's a bad backstory to it, but that's history right there in Indianapolis. And then everybody knows. So here's the thing: is everybody knows is that it's haunted. It 100% is haunted. And so they tore it down.
Not no more. It's gone.
Yeah, like, hey,
it's gone now.
Hold on. So they tore it down.
Okay.
And decided, oh, it's a haunted place. You know, spirits ain't gonna be there no more once we tear it down. No, we're gonna build houses on top of this ground. And so
that's where the gentrification.
They gentrified the area.
So in the new buildings that they built, I've already heard stories that people are, hearing things or things are happening to them.
I mean, that's kind of like the equivalent. I feel like that would be the equivalent to I don't know, building houses on like an Indian burial ground or something like that.
It was. People were buried in that yard.
Just don't do that.
Nah, it's dang near worse because Indian burial grounds are at least the ghosts of them.
Aren't they supposed to be sacred? I think
their minds are aimed on something.
Yeah,
the ghosts of these guys.
Yeah, these guys
you're getting haunted in there.
They said the ghosts of these guys are crazy.
Well,
I'm sorry.
So another weird story though is while this building was up, they had it gated off.
Okay.
So they split it because it used to be one whole big yard. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know where there's a church on the corner somewhere or right by it.
St. Anthony's.
Yeah.
Okay. I
don't know if you ever heard of that church. Mm-hmm. They now own half of that field, which they had a park there. Now it's a soccer field, I think. But yeah, they used to bury bodies in that field.
So not only did they gentrify the area,
you have people playing soccer on top of burials.
Well,
okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I heard is that there's people buried in that ground.
There 100% are unmarked graves over there.
Okay. That's scary.
Now, how far they stretch is kind of what's determined because the soccer fields are a bit farther south of the actual spot I see marked on the map for unmarked graves. But that might be at one time, I think they had 2,500 people.
Oh my god!
Over there, so
that's nuts.
You gotta have graves for all the people. It could dang near span across that entire line.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, let's kind of jump into a little bit of the history of this place.
Yeah.
So this place, I think, started in the 1800s.
Okay. Yeah, it was bought in 1845 by the Bolton family.
So seemed like it was, supposed to be, a good place for these people.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out later on, no, no, it was not.
Hindsight's 2020.
yeah. Hindsight, they sucked.
And so, like, it was called Central State Hospital,
Okay.
but people would go around calling it Central State Insane Asylum because, the only way I can put it, not trying to, sound rude or nothing, but just because of people that went insane.
Yeah.
No, it was actually called.
It was called the Insane Asylum because I thought it was just called Central State Hospital at first.
It was named Central State Hospital in 1926 because the original name sounded too whoa.
Too whoa.
Because the original name I got was what was it? Central Indiana Hospital for the Insane.
It sounds familiar.
That's a pretty nuts name for
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
And I think so. Practically.
We get it, but whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
So I got some things here, and honestly, I didn't know that they would do something like this back then. But while they had patients and everything, they would put in education, thinking that was a treatment. Because I have here a quote, I don't remember from who, but a quote for education was not only should the body be treated to a healthful condition, but the mind also, and that teaching the insane is a powerful means of cure.
What?
Yeah. So I read that when I was like looking into my notes on Central State and everything, and I was even shocked they even put education in there. Which
That's wild.
Don't roll at the time. You're testing everything.
Yeah.
So, I guess, test whatever you want. But schooling was only for the females for a year, the year of 1885. And then for men, they gave education to men in 1886. So I'm guessing maybe some good outcome came out of the education for it to expand.
Well, in all honesty, yeah. I don't know. I guess there should be some type of development for that, but at the same time, these hospitals aren't really things that are around too much anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, the term insane ain't even used anymore because everybody that's in these hospitals just have multiple different
personalities or conditions.
Yeah.
Let's say so. They'd have to have different structured education for all of them.
Well, another thing was that I was reading again when I was taking notes that they would have some of their patients doing labor work, so they would keep them from being bored. So I was like, okay.
All of their patients were laborers.
Yeah.
They use them in their farm.
But then after that, they here's another thing I didn't know what was in there.
And the farm was closed in 1984. So they used them for forever.
Yeah.
For forever.
But another thing that they put in there, and I didn't know that was in there, they ended up putting pool tables up in bowling alleys in the building for them to just go have fun and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah.
I guess I could say that I'm old enough now. I can't get in trouble, but I snuck in there.
It's kind of sounding more like it's more of like a the sounds of this sounds like it's like a rehab center almost.
That's what it was supposed to probably look like.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was. Probably
that's what they're aiming
for. Listen, once we get deeper into it for you, Nick, you're gonna be like, whoa, hold on.
That's what they was aiming for.
Or were they doing opening brains?
Facts.
Let's go.
In a way, but not
that's
full
scary.
scalp.
Wow.
No, they I'll let you get it.
So my next thing I was gonna jump into before, unless you have something else before I jump into it, it's patient abuse.
No, okay. I mainly only got the history and the opening of the farm and stuff like that. The rest of my stuff comes from just knowledge.
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 From what I heard. So
Knowledge.
So with patient abuse for decades,
Mhm.
they would call them the worst inmates, but it was the ones that would scream a whole lot or harm themselves. Basically, where the attendance was basically just like, you know what, you don't know me, I don't know you, I'm gonna do whatever I want, which is wrong.
Yeah.
Because they would take them down to the basement, but the dungeon they call it.
It's a wild statement already.
And so there's the backstory to that part too.
Yeah.
But they would take them down there and just leave them, where you can't be heard. There's no daylight. Barely getting any food or air.
What the hell?
So there's that part. The violent ones, they would either put in holding chairs or like strap them to their beds.
Okay.
So that you basically can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So back to the story where I was telling you about the dungeons though.
Mm-hmm.
There were workers. So in Central State, there's these tunnels that people know about. I heard that they lead downtown. I also heard that they lead to Eskenazi Hospital.
Okay.
So I don't know personally. Justin, you got anything on the tunnels before I go any further?
That's pretty nuts.
I took 10.
Go ahead. I mean, like, what's gonna happen?
I took 10 steps down in the tunnels back when I was younger and came right back up because it was like just the creepiest feeling that you could have from the place. But again, I was like super young. So
I still personally, even if you're that young, I mean, you still would know something is wrong, something's off.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it definitely felt super weird.
That's creepy.
But
man.
back to the tunnels, there was workers working on them, renovating them.
I'm sorry, you said Eskenazi?
Yeah, I heard that they go to. I heard.
Okay.
But
that'd be creepy as hell.
I thought I seen that they lead to downtown.
Oh.
Somewhere downtown, but which is Eskenazi is kind of downtown,
right?
But I heard that it does lead; those do lead to Eskenazi.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But back to the tunnels, there's workers, and I think this was in the 1950s that it said. There's workers that were renovating it, working on it. Well, they found these dark rooms, and they had chains and cuffs on the wall.
Oh my god!
So like, there's proof that this place was already.
They're like torturing these. They torture these inmates.
So, and then along with the patient abuse came treatments that weren't good.
I was gonna say not actual treatments.
Not actual treatment.
Treatments that ended up basically killing the patients.
Jeez.
So you have what is called ECT, which is electrocurrent treatment. And what they did, they would send a shockwave through your brain. So now it would make them go into a seizure. And they thought, okay, well, maybe it'll switch things up. No. You basically just let that man die now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I believe there's just so many unmarked graves around that area.
Yeah, probably just doing stuff like that. They probably just had somebody die and they're like, well, that's another one down.
Yeah, these were basically test subjects for their experiments on what they thought would fix somebody.
It sounds like straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, if I could, I'd shout them out, but there is a documentary of Central State that you could look up.
Really?
I don't remember who did it, but I watched it before, and it was real crazy, honestly.
Yeah. I'll have to watch that.
There's two more treatments that I heard about, or what I was reading about. Insulin was a treatment.
Okay.
They would give them huge doses of insulin that would put them into a coma.
Oh my god.
And they either come back from it or they don't. But if they came back from it, nothing changed, they said.
So if they came back from it, would they just keep doing a bunch of other random stuff to them?
Yeah, I'd imagine they'd probably move on to a different.
Well, it also just depends
type of test.
Well, it also just depends on how long it would take them to come back from the coma.
Yeah.
So, but the last treatment that I read about was lobotomy.
Oh boy.
So when you said, were they opening up their,
were they
heads or going into their brain?
Yeah, were they looking at their brains?
They would drill holes into your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, this was way then.
Yeah.
So they don't know what they're doing. This is just all test.
man.
You said way then.
Like way in the past.
I was gonna say, but it really was like decently far into like advancement of the health society around us.
Like it depends.
But
like,
at the time,
where
as
were
they are as they're trying these treatments,
But
Yeah.
these guys,
they were they're drilling holes into their head, take out pieces of brain, but they don't know which ones or what pieces they're taking out.
What, bro?
So like they're definitely just just hurting this person even more.
you know, the
Oh,
operation
gosh.
game that they gave us
The
to play
doctor?
as kids.
Yeah, the
That's
doctor game.
probably more so what they was in there doing.
They be,
Just
you know,
Yeah,
they're-
drilling into specific.
you
but-
know that's going.
Yeah. And each time it was
sketchy
it was
people.
just a test to see, if I drill that part of the brain out, is that taking the bad part of the brain out?
Yeah, they're
And
just
it's
trying new things.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's gonna work,
Ugh.
buddy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like you're hurting the patient more than you are like treating them like they're supposed to be.
That is creepy.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That would drive somebody to
Yeah,
insanity.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like-
I was gonna say, imagine if somebody's there because they, I don't know, they're suffering from like PTSD or something, and they feel like they need mental,
Like with how
like mental rehabilitation.
so like think about it
Yeah.
though.
and then
like,
they go through that.
say that you know you got so many holes drilled into your head now, and you know how like things have advanced so much now. Like we have like dissolvable stitches. They didn't.
No.
So now they got like just stitches all over their head that they're just gonna have there for the rest of their lives at the time.
Like no, I can only imagine somebody that is going there for something that they feel like they need like rehab for, and then they get shot up with insulin and they get tied up to a wall and then they get a hole drilled in their head. And then they survive it all and like now they're insane. It's like, oh now we have nothing to do with this person, so we're just gonna keep experimenting on him until we kill them.
I mean,
That's
really,
scary as shit.
it's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
honestly.
that's messed up. That happens everywhere in the world too. I
I'm
did
sure.
not know that we had that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to visit it.
Dude,
Like
if it was still up, I would take you.
like the location itself.
It-
I
I
could
would
drive you
want
around
to
it
go
now.
back in
Technically, I could drive you around the
time.
neighborhood. I could
so is it just a
drive you around
full
the
on? Is it
neighborhood.
just a full on neighborhood now?
Yeah,
You
it's
can
nothing
drive
but
right up
houses and
in
apartments.
there. It's-
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they tore it down. They have a museum, but I guarantee you the museum isn't going to be like telling you
No,
any
no.
history that we're telling you.
The only thing after they close it down that's still around there, besides all the stuff that they
Mhm.
destroyed, is the patrolmen on their horses.
Okay.
Yeah, they do have a
They
like
still-
horse stable over there for the
Okay.
patrolmen.
I was gonna say they still got that over there.
Yeah.
And they got their museum. Other than that,
I think there might be a library over there. I don't know.
maybe. You might be right about that. But
Okay.
if so, I imagine it probably don't look like what it
Yeah.
did back then.
No.
It's probably been renovated like tenfold, and
I wonder what happened to the tunnels then.
I heard they're still
I was
there.
gonna say, as far as I know, the tunnels themselves are there.
Yeah.
It's
would
something
imagine
honestly,
They
it is
probably
something
just straight
that I would
covered
love
them
to
up.
look deeper into.
Yeah. Probably just like
is the
packed
tunnels.
them.
Because like, where do those lead? Like, why do you have tunnels going from Central State to downtown if that's where they lead to?
Well,
Like, what is going on there?
Well, I mean, photos I've seen of it make it seem a little bit more like they was just using gas line tunnels and stuff like that to transport them. And that's the kind of tunnels that they are, I believe. Because you can see gas lines like running through there.
Okay. They
But
could have just
how
used it
they
for like
get
transportation.
to like connection to them.
Yeah.
Or like how they get some type of entrance to them. That's weird.
Yeah. That's weird.
Because like, first of all, why are you even putting anybody down there?
Yeah. Like what are you
I
doing?
was saying,
to
they
the
literally
people
had
there?
signs directing you like women's ward this way. So I don't know whether they would like just use the tunnels to literally take their patients from like one
Like
ward to the
imagine
next.
that like you're
Yeah.
on one end of the asylum or the hospital and you're like, okay, I gotta get over there. But
Say
I'm not
honestly,
gonna make it if I do this. I'm just gonna go down.
Yeah.
if this place was still standing, Nick, like not operating but still standing,
Yeah.
you'd be crazy for how like spacious it was.
Yeah.
Because you had buildings like across all the way over there from like the main building and to some.
So it was like a whole campus.
Dang near,
Yeah.
It's like,
Damn.
it was almost like a university.
Damn.
A university of insane.
It's like St. Francis level almost.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You could. Yeah. Just
Jeez.
more like, so you imagine hospitals nowadays and their size.
Yeah.
It's that, but outdoors.
So
Everywhere.
like in the back of my head, I probably know the answer, but also like, I mean, I get it's haunted and everything, but like, why was it so much of a private property?
Well,
I mean, I'm sure that almost a lot of, or not almost, but I'm sure a lot of people just broken in there and.
It's probably a government-owned building.
yeah, it was closed down by the governor in 1994.
It closed down in 94.
Due to all of the stuff we was talking about.
Yeah, due to all of the experiments.
That and the fact that the government wasn't funding it anymore. That's what I read.
Yeah, that place was going downhill anyways before they closed down.
So they were working on a budget doing that stuff too. That's scary.
Well, they couldn't repair anything due to insufficient funds.
Hell, the government might have knew about it though.
Yeah.
That's the
probably.
weird part to think about.
They could have.
Right.
They honestly like
The place was basically
not
running
to
itself
sound
down.
not to sound too optimistic, but they could have like got word the stuff that's going on, and they were like, okay, don't fund that.
So
Yeah.
To shut down.
was it?
operations.
I think one of the presidents or something like that of Central State came in, didn't know what was going on, and then found out what was going on and reported it. Like he reported his own building.
I would too.
I did not hear about that or
That's
read
crazy.
about that at all. That's,
So then that's when I also read further that due to insufficient funds, they just could not repair anything.
that's like, bro, hold on, because I'm sorry, this ain't even funny. That's like Peyton Manning walking into this hospital, and he's like, "Yo, what the hell are we doing here, guys?"
Gets on the phone. Hi, this is Peyton Manning's.
Like, could you imagine that? Like, that's.
I'm trying not to.
I'm sorry, that ain't but that's the magnitude.
No, that's funny.
Like I get what you're saying, but you had to choose that one.
I don't know. He's the one that
Peyton Manning said, "What are we doing?"
Oh man.
I've never been to Peyton Manning's hospital.
Oh man. All right. So based on like, as you said,
Surrounded by all this sports stuff right now, and you think I'm gonna come up with a different hospital name than Peyton Manning?
I don't know why you came up with a hospital at all.
Bro, I was thinking of the scenario. What do you mean?
He said, "I just threw Peyton Manning in there, and everything flipped."
No, because you said the owner of like the.
Yeah, I know what I said.
Like, brother.
Oh man.
That sent him in for
all
a
right.
loop.
That is insane.
All
That
right.
is destroyed.
So Justin, you said you ain't got much notes, and you got some basically general knowledge. So what is your general knowledge of Central State?
Brother, we went through.
Did we already? Unbelievable.
It was
You only had that one time.
Yeah. It was open in 1845. The first patient was actually in 1848. The weird thing I got on my notes about the place, which I mean, really, after we just broke down the whole history of it, not so weird. But they went from a population of 2,500 in the 50s to like, what was that, 332 by 1992?
They went from what?
They went from 2,500 something in the 50s.
And then they dropped down to 332?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. considering the history of the place and
Yeah.
unmarked graves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could just be people dropping like flies. Just
Yeah, they're just.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
pretty
sure
much.
that patient population is one of the concerns that like the city looked into. It was like, what's actually going on
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like if the numbers just keep trending down and down and down,
here? Yeah,
and
at
then
a
they keep
hospital.
asking for more money because
Well-
like we need to fix this and we need to fix this.
so here's something: is that
It's not
somebody
looking
was
too good.
actually able to get out of there,
Oh.
and they started a news article over the place. So that also probably caught up a lot of attention for the place.
Well, was it someone that like escaped or something?
No, if you escaped, supposedly there's a like loud siren that would go off. If
Yeah,
they
no,
escaped.
like somebody who used to work there, I think, or used to help run the place.
Oh wow.
Blew the whistle. Yeah,
Blew the whistle.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
brother.
What?
You was just talking about it.
No, that's just
You know what?
something.
I
That's
don't
just
know.
general knowledge. From like I heard from somebody that a siren would go off if somebody would jump the fence or something.
Okay.
No, but you said somebody blew the whistle because they talked to the news reporter.
No, I said somebody got out, was able to get out of there, and started a news article. About
Okay,
the
thank
place.
you. That's
So what do you mean somebody blew the whistle?
what do you mean they was able to get out of there?
Like they was able to get out of there? I don't know. It said that they were able to get out.
What's that mean?
Like, was they
Like,
a patient?
did they serve
I
their
don't
time?
know.
Were they let
They
out?
didn't say
Did
that,
they
but
escape?
I was reading.
Like, brother.
Because like able to get out is ambiguous.
I don't know. Just what I was reading. Said I can't remember the guy's name, but he said he.
There
got
was a
out.
man that survived the hospital.
Because what Nick's seeing right now is some dude running out of cages with drills in
when you
his head.
when you said some guy was able to get out of there and he wrote a news article. I'm thinking that he like fought like tooth and nail. He like what's the movie Escape from Alcatraz with it shows us how they actually escape. They get out and he's like, okay, I get out, and he's like, me and my family might be in trouble, and I'm gonna blow the lid on this thing. Is that
So-
what happened, or?
I don't know. All I read is that he got out of the hospital. I mean, if he escaped, I probably would have said that he escaped, but he got out of the hospital
Okay.
and he wrote a news article on Central State, and that's what I was saying is that could have gave Central State a lot of the attention of what was going on.
Yeah,
and
probably
why it
did.
started probably losing its funding and all that.
Yeah, probably just getting word from like a patient perspective or like a worker perspective of like what happened, and then
My biggest problem is not being
I
alive
just wonder-
during this whole thing. I don't know how they ran stuff. Because, like,
Well,
Yeah.
so I was thinking, like, man, I just wonder, like, what it was like. Like, do you run and hide as soon as you hear that siren go off, or like if somebody escapes and you hear that siren go off, like you hear a tornado siren go off, you run to the basement or nearest room without a window. As soon as you
Well, I
hear
was-
that siren and somebody's escaped, do you just like run and hide, or?
yeah, well, I mean, I assume they probably used, well, I mean, I don't know, this is really, really, really far back in the day, but if they had some type of practice ammunition back then, they'd probably use them on them, I'd imagine.
yeah, they
Because I did
probably
see
I
photos.
don't know about that.
I seen photos talk about armor. There was literally plate, like it was a label plate for armor and an arrow down below, and it was like just a wall.
they
It all said armor.
they could have had.
So I don't exactly know why they need armor.
They might not have had guns, but they could have had. Would they have had rubber bullets back in the day?
I mean,
don't
that's
know.
what I'm saying.
They
I don't
could
know.
have. Cause
That's
think of this.
I
They could
don't
have
know.
rubber bullets. They could have batons, and they could have armor, and they would put helmets on. So imagine if they're all in a yard, and you have to like make sure they all get back inside. But when you blow that whistle and try to get them all inside, they're not going to listen. Of course, you're going to want armor and stuff because you're going to want to back them up. That's what.
No, I know. I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm thinking.
At that point, they're more so prisoners, though, not patients.
They were shooting. They were shooting them up with insulin and drilling their heads. Yeah,
That's worse than prisoners.
They're not prisoners.
Prisoners be doing that to themselves, like
they're
really stuff. But
I mean, you can probably say that. Yeah, it was practically. I mean, they were chained to walls. I mean, like you're practically a prisoner at that point.
yeah, but it was definitely done worse than prisoners. So.
Yeah, for sure. That's scary.
Cause like they didn't do that they didn't put themselves in that situation at all.
Yeah. But
yeah, prison's more like a punishment that is deserved.
So
that was not deserved or warranted.
So when Justin talked about his little experience, so I've been in there before. Didn't really feel nothing or just anything, you know. Just basically, I know you have to get in and get out. You don't want to be inhaling everything from that place.
Yeah.
But there was one summer night, I think in 2012, or I'm gonna go with 2012. I don't think it was, but me and one of my friends, we would walk through the park that I was telling you about before.
Yeah.
And so it's a summer night, so it was like 90 degrees at night, right? So we're just walking through, and next thing you know, and we're just freezing cold. And you know, just hearing about like spirits and all that, supposedly like their kind of energy will make you kind of cold.
Yeah, I see it on Ghost Adventures all the time.
I don't know if that was a hit at Ghost Adventures. Like, yeah, you frauds.
It happens every episode.
But so
they run into a lot of ghosts.
I read about that because I was like, bro, it's summertime. Why are we freezing?
Yeah.
And then like after knowing about that and then that's happening, I'm like, bro, there's definitely something going on here because it just didn't feel
that's
right
eerie.
either. It just didn't feel like a normal like kind of walk. It was just
that's
bro,
eerie.
something's going on. So next thing you know, like we're just like, you know, we're done.
Now you're power walking
it.
out that.
Yeah, we're bugging it. Like I don't like this feeling at all. So that was my only experience that I had.
Yeah.
And with it being so close to Central State, that's the only connection I could say.
Yeah.
And with the unmarked graves as well, knowing the story about those in that yard. So that's the only experience that I could say that I had with the building.
Okay.
Or, well, with Central State in general.
Man, I wish it was still standing. I would.
Yeah, I'm still mad that
I'd go break in there.
I do. Like I said, that's a piece of history.
I'd go break in there, man. I want to see what's going on.
Like I said, that's a piece of history, and I was so mad when I started seeing the demolition happen.
Gentrification got us all. Man.
Like, it's a huge piece of Indianapolis history. Like, Indianapolis don't have much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we got Lucas Oil Stadium, we got Indy 500, but that was a crazy piece of history.
So that's insane to have.
Yeah, like that's something I'd go to for years to come with some type of equipment and get creeped out at.
Yeah, that's I would love to do that.
And I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like when we pop off with the podcast and everything, we can actually go buy the equipment and go do it. But now we can't.
Yeah. We have to choose somewhere
Except
else.
for maybe the tunnels.
I'll go to the tunnels.
I like it.
I'll go to the tunnels.
As soon as I start feeling off, I'm going back up that ladder. So,
ladder?
Like, be more specific about.
Chill.
So, if you can, be more specific about your experience, Justin. Like, how did you get to the tunnel? Like, where exactly? Do you know where it was, or?
I don't even know. I was so young that I couldn't tell you the name of the building I was in, and it was so dark that what I remember is it looked like a cafeteria kind of, and then there was a break in the wall, not an actual break in the wall, like if you're looking at the layout of the place, you'd have like a nice clean wall break, and then like 2-3 doors on this wall here. We opened one door. That's where the stairs was to go down, and that's where we went down. That's literally, like, that's it. I went down, got creeped out, because all you see is pitch black and a little $2 flashlight.
He said, "Bink."
You said, I don't.
He was like, "I can only see 2 inches in front of me."
Literally, like, not showing me nothing.
Dude, I would be creeped out if like you get one of those good flashlights and it can like show almost all the way down. Or
Oh
good,
yeah, you can
like
go
a good
all the
footage,
way down. Yeah.
and you just see something move. Boy,
Brother, that scared me more. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
that's
it's
scary.
it's like one of those moments you just click the flashlight on and something's like running towards you.
yeah, no.
You said, yeah, no.
It was the whole.
That's when the flight or flight comes out.
I mean, I was out after that because I was just say we stepped down there, heard a noise, and it was just that. I was out.
Yeah.
No more. Felt weird. Heard the noise. Back up the stairs. Back out the building.
He said, "Nope, nope,
He said,
all the way through."
I'm done.
He said, "Nope, all the way until he
I
got
was-
out of the place."
I was like 13, I think.
Okay.
14? No. 13.
I'm gonna have to look up like a documentary about this.
You
place
have
or
to, dude.
something.
Honestly,
'Cause
it's
it sounds
one of the greatest
intriguing,
things.
especially with like
The
the times and
documentary
shit.
is like amazing, honestly,
Yeah, I'll have to watch it for sure.
100%.
Yeah, I never knew that we had
It's
that.
probably going to be better than the Crow movie that you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not talking about it in the podcast,
Yeah.
but when we were chatting it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for that movie.
So,
That's gonna be a terrible movie.
well, all right, guys. So we are going to wrap this video up. Hopefully, you guys got a little bit more information on Indianapolis, of its history. And if you do have any more information, please let us know in the comments. Let us know your experience if you ever. Well, I guess I could say break in now. I mean, it's not a place anymore. So
I'm gonna say, yeah, can we not talk about like learning more of the Indian history though? Like,
Well, I mean,
this is the dark part of Indian history.
if you guys like, if anybody ever had broken in before or knows somebody that has broken in before,
that, or I mean, if you guys have any stories that
yeah,
you want to tell
I would
us,
love to hear.
or you
That'd be
want
cool.
us to tell, you know, we
Yeah.
could put it on TikTok and we can tell people. Just let us know in the comments. As you guys know, though, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, subscribe or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Because if you went with the boys, then who you guys with? We out.
No.
Oh, I got.